All right. Hello. I can see you. You can't see me.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, good. Everything's working so far. There we go. There, that should work. There, that makes it look better. Different scenario today. How are you girls doing?
Good. How about you?
Fantastic. Any requests today?
I feel like I did some back stuff yesterday. And so
Oh.
I feel like I can't seem to get it's like the middle of my back feels tight.
Like up high, like rib cage up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that'll be good. Yeah. That feels good. Doing anything like working out? Anything good? Fun?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then last week, did you get the record? You finally got the recording email, didn't you, from the Covington?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's good. All right. Right at 7. Let's see if anybody else is getting on there. Yeah, we'll do that a little bit today. A lot of stretching, legs, maybe some abs.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Just a couple more minutes.
Yeah, I think it's time to let it go. No. You're not mom. Yes, my nail has only been that much a year.
Okay, what do you guys see? Just me, right? Do you see anybody else? You don't see any other people in there, do you? Okay, that's what it should be. Okay. All right, well, let's get started. Yeah, let's get 2 minutes. 2 minutes is my limit. Okay, we'll get started. We'll get that kind of a little bit of everything, but a little more upper body. So let's start standing, and let's take this little swing and twist business, just getting that middle of your body right over the center of your mat, and then you let that arm swing around and then follow it. So you're literally just letting your body kind of follow the weight of that arm, and then it untwists you. So it's not too violent. One arm kind of stays down, as the other one goes over. And then kind of follow where you're twisting to. Look to that right, look over to the left. Inhale, exhale, 3 more like this. Over, around. Good, 2, 1 more each way. And that should just feel good on the arms. And then let's take that left arm back, right arm back. So this opening up of the chest, look at that shoulder rotated, and then taking note of what feels tight. So if it clicks or you feel kind of breaks in your natural range of motion, just be aware of that. Big up and back circle. 1 more to the back, and then let's go the other direction. So bring that arm up and around, up and around. Good. So kind of that leaning too, when you're doing this, if you're swimming actually, that big long stroke over the arm. Swimming in a pool that's probably not open yet. Up and over. Oh, and let's do both of them at the same time. So you get that full range and you realize that your feet are kind of grounded and that chest opens up. Feel your chest open up there, leaning a little bit back, taking those circles a little bit slower, and look at your fingers. As soon as they meet, look down to your toes, and then back up and around, and we just start adding a little bit of movement to that. Arching to the back, reach up high, fall forward looking down, reaching up and around, fingers touch, and back down and around. 1 more time like this, up to the top, and let's bring it all the way down, and let those arms hang right here and shake it up. Finally got a new mat. I could go to a store that was actually open. I almost hugged the workers there. I'm like, oh my God, I can page through items and clothing, and a yoga mat was one of my purchases, and it feels great. New colors, all that kind of fun stuff. So you are here just hanging your body, having your legs nice and straight will be kind of the key with this flexibility check. So if you are like me, away from the floor, I'm gonna have to go forward to get to the floor. Now that first one is a little tight, so I just want to see, there's how far my hands have to be in front of my feet in order for me to touch the ground. And then I'm going to push my body over my hands, almost like a headstand. Then push back, but this time I bend my knees. So my fingertips are going to stay on the floor. Push your legs straight, which pushes me forward. Look back at my knees, tucking the chin to the chest. Then looking toward my hands, set the weight back on your heels, and sit back into that low squat position. This, if done correctly, should get everything from the back of your neck down that rib cage, and then when you sit low in this squat, around under your glutes from the low back. You press to the heels, you're almost in a fold. Key is to look towards your waistband, then lean forward. That leaning forward gets your head way over your fingertips, then you sit back and sit into that squat. 1 more time, push through the heels as far as you can, keep your heels grounded, and then you lean forward, tuck your chin to the chest, and you literally are in a handstand position except your feet are still on the ground. Sit back into that squat, and then right hand is gonna go right in the middle, so you kind of bring your right hand back, rotate that left one up. Now, for that mid-rib cage, which we're kind of focusing on at this moment, I want you to push the right hand into the ground and then really look up toward that left as you twist. This long right arm is going to leverage that outside of your rib cage. Now, if your legs are tight like mine are, I'm going to have them bent a little bit. If you are more flexible, you're probably straight and twisting there. Inhale, come back into the center. Now, look where your hands are. Maybe you're a little bit closer to your feet. Mine actually are, which is surprising. Tuck the chin to the chest, lean forward. Inhale, sit back low in that squat, but you want to feel as if someone's pulling your hips back to the back end of your mat. You push forward, straighten those legs, tuck that chin to the chest. I'm almost in a forward fold. Getting there. Sit back into that low squat, and this too, if you keep your fingertips grounded right down in front of you when you sit back, your back will kind of stretch out to the lateral, to the outside. And then 1 more time, come all the way up. Slide the left hand into the center. Straighten out your legs if you can. Open up that right arm and push your fingertips into that mat. Look up toward that right hand. Your right leg, if you're pressing that straight, will get that stretch, and then that'll twist into that left side of your rib cage. Oh, that feels good. If you are fixed in a position for, quite some time in the day, we just don't get that range. Bring it back down. Lock your hands out if you need to one more time. Tuck that chin to the chest. That's hanging here for a second. And then straighten up those legs. See how much you can be straight and really letting your head hang, but you're bringing your chin to your chest. So think about that for a second. I'm pushing my chin to my chest. My top of my head is almost vertical, right in between my hands. And then when you sit down, your hips go back. And then I'm going to walk my fingers out even a little bit further, taking the weight all the way to the legs. So now you're going to pull your upper body up. And if you're narrow in the stance, it's going to be a little more balanced, challenging. You're going to be here. So try to get where your thighs are parallel to the floor. I'm up off of my heels. Shoulder blades are back. And there's this motion. Now, from here, a little bit of balance. It's hard not to try to see myself doing this. So sometimes looking at your own feet, or if you're in a mirror, you can see yourself. You almost will your feet to stay that position. So staring ahead will take the challenge out a little bit of it. And you can rotate here. This is great for your calves, for your ankles, and then getting into those quads. Take this right hand down to the right side and then up and over on the left. If you have knee issues, you could be all the way down seated on this. You could be kneeling on this if you want to. You could hold a chair pose. We're just still getting warmed up. I love this little position for your ankles because I'm going to challenge that with the balance today. Left arm is up and over your head. I'm going to inhale, bring the left hand to the other side. Right arm goes up and over my head and side stretch. Now that should feel nice and long out the side of that body. And we come back to the center. Hands are alongside your feet. Now go into that forward fold and see what that feels like. Can you shift your weight as if you're going to push your right hip off, off the side of your mat, left hip, so you're rotating through this, just getting some motion here. Your right hand is actually going to come across by your left hand and then place both of your hands to the outside of that left foot. So my right hand is reaching across, getting that stretch up and out of my right side. And then this left hand is parallel to my foot. And feel that stretch all the way through that right side. Come to the center. Find your balance. Let your head hang here. Big, deep inhale through the nose. Exhale and walk your left hand over to your right side. Feeling that big, long stretch. Same kind of concept out of that left arm. Oh, that feels nice. Back into the center. Hands slide up to your shins. Here's our first half forward fold. Legs are straight, hands are pressed into those shins. That should feel long to the back, long to the back of the legs. Let's soften by bending those knees. Slide your hands up to your thighs, tuck the chin to the chest. Let's roll it all the way up. Take a big deep inhale here, and now you're getting a little back bend. Only if this come to a looking up through your hands. Fingertips together is a little more challenging, further apart gives you a little range. Interlace is going to really pull. So if you go ahead and interlace those fingers, press your palms to the ceiling, then come back to center, over to the right side we go, both hands together. Sometimes you can hold a towel maybe in between your hands, so you're pulling, that's another great option for this. Hands together is challenging. Bring it back into the center. Inhale, exhale over to this left-hand side and leaning into my right leg, looking down at my left foot. Arm is up and over my head. Bring it into the center. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down to the fold. And then step your right leg back, step your left leg back, and here's your plank. So right into this plank, get comfortable with those heels of your hands, taking your weight, the width of your feet. Hips are gonna go up nice and high. You're gonna press back here, downward dog. We will go slow and controlled through these movements. So really taking your time to feel that heel stretching to the floor. You straighten out one leg, bend the other. Take a nice big inhale, stretching into that right heel. Exhale, you switch those feet. One more time with that switch. If you can pedal gently is fine. Slow is going to increase that tension on that muscle, producing that stretch. Hips go way up high. Turn that tailbone to the ceiling, pressing your chest to the floor. Nice downward dog. Take a big inhale, push forward into the plank. Lower your body all the way down. Exhale, come up. Right into our up dog. Oh, hair problems today. Up dog. That is not your cue. Excuse me. Oh boy. And you're going to lower down. Slide those hands underneath your chest. Turn those toes under. Exhale, full body press. And let's rotate into this right side. Side plank. Left arm is reaching nice and tall. Just get the alignment. Keep those abs engaged. Come through the center plank. Hips go up high. Press back, downward dog in between. And same concept. You can pedal those feet out if you need that. Maybe arching your foot or flexing your foot. Circling your ankle may feel good. Or if you've got the range, just hold that nice downward dog. Really arching the back. Turn that tailbone to the ceiling. Inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, lower down. Come up, up dog. Little chaturanga. Keep those elbows in. And then get in that range of motion here. We've got the other side to do. You lower down. Press those palms into the floor. Exhale, push it up. Rotate into that left side, side plank. Right arms high. Keep your body in nice alignment from that heel of your hand to the outside of your foot. Inhale, come back into the center. This time, take those knees down. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. So getting off those arms a bit. My wrist has been bothering me, so I'm going to be a little more hypersensitive to a lot of forward flexion on those palms today. Let's sit that weight over to the left. If your elbows are down on the floor and you move your body weight to the left, it will just allow your rib cage to kind of shift with that. So let that weight shift to the right. And think about that from the back of the elbow to the shoulder, shift to the left. And one more time, you shift, and that opposite arm kind of holds that side of your body, so you're pulling away from the arm, and then other way. We shall come to the middle, and let's arch it right up here. So cat and cow on this one. So get that placement of your hands and knees. So from the side, you can kind of see just a nice flat back like this, and you have that alignment between your hands and legs. You're going to tuck that chin, arch up, and I almost kind of push my body back toward my heels, really getting tight in the middle. Then you exhale, relax, and just pushing your tailbone back, reaching your head up and out, all the way through that nice arch back. Tuck the chin to the chest, round up into that cat stretch. Sometimes if you push forward, that long arm will stretch across the upper shoulders. Exhale, reach back into that sway back. Take note of if you're tight or you have less range of motion in one direction. And then when you're in this placement, I want you to have that look over your left shoulder, take a look over your right shoulder, and then you're bringing your hip. So I'm bringing my hip and shoulder toward the front, contracting that left side, and then look in the other direction. Tuck the chin to the chest. Arching cat stretch. Inhale, push your body forward. Exhale, arch back, cow, sway back. Tuck the chin to the chest. Round it up. Oh, nice. And now when you're forward like this, same thing. I want you to push your right shoulder over, like past the front of you. Left shoulder over. Up nice and tall on those legs. Reach left and right. Come back to the center, and let's take this right arm, thread that needle. So you're gonna sit back this time. Right arm goes toward the front of your mat, or you're probably going up the side. I'll join you here. And you're kneeling back. Left hand is going to reach way to the top of the mat, and you feel that twist across the outer shoulder on the right, and then you're sitting back on those heels. I'm almost doing that front arm, that left arm, as a little bit of a push so I can set my weight back. And then you don't want to create a lot of tension in that arm by pushing. So relax, let your head relax, look down over towards your right hand and feel that. Let the left arm relax. So really, you're not straining anywhere. There's no strain in the wrist. Actually, you can roll your wrists here. All the work is happening up into that outer right shoulder. That should feel lengthened. And you should feel like there's no tension anywhere here. Take a big inhale. You're gonna push your hips forward. Right arm comes out, thread that needle with the left. Same thing first, you wanna sit back straight, push off with this right hand a little bit. Get to your full stretch. And then as soon as you feel stretched, you drop your head into the relaxed position. Even that arm you're pushing with that right arm, soon as you release that tension, feel that everything lengthens here. And then you take those deep breaths into this position. Big inhale, big exhale. One more time, inhale. And then we come back forward. Hands forward, turn those toes under. Hips go high, downward dog. Press it back. Now you've got some range. You can really arch that back tail to the ceiling. Inhale, look towards your hands, step the left leg forward. So now we've got that long lunge. If you're getting there in that one big step, that's great. And then you just use your mat. I'm gonna push my left leg out a little bit to the edge. Right hand is to the edge. This is gonna allow my left arm to go up really high, nice and easy. And I'm in a modified twisted lunge. The key with this position is how far my right hand is away from my left foot. And right now I'm in a nice wide stance, which allows me to reach high. If the goal is to reach at the rib cage, you're gonna get it in this position. That right arm is going to take some weight, left arm goes back behind, and look. If you can, drop that back knee, and then you take that tension a little bit out of that front arm. So if my back knee's down, I'm really looking, I'm reaching my right hand around to that hip, my back hip. Hello. You can keep on moving. There's a good stretch, inner thigh, back of that leg. And then let's untwist. Bring both hands to the inside of that left leg, come up on that right leg, and then press that left leg straight, looking back to my right toe, modified split stance. Feeling that length coming from the rib cage, back of your rib cage, shoulder blades to your fingertips. Inhale, bend. Exhale, slide that left leg back, hips go high, downward dog. There's that range of motion. So if it's taking you a few steps to move those legs, that's okay. Tilt that tailbone to the ceiling, press back. Your middle of your back is squeezing together a little bit here. Come forward, inhale, look. Step the right leg way up to that side. Left arm now is gonna take that weight, stay up on that left leg, and then right arm, open that up. I'm leaning into this left arm a little bit and sitting into that thigh. That should feel really good. Big, deep inhale there. Pull your abs in nice and tight. And that right arm goes behind. Drop that back knee and then rotate that, your whole spine basically. You're looking up over that right shoulder. Take note of your tension, breathe into it. And we exhale. Untwist, both hands on the inside of the right leg, come up that left leg, pressing that right leg straight back, looking towards your toes on the left foot. That should feel really lengthened in that split stance. Big deep inhale here. Bend, exhale, right leg goes way back. Hips go up high, downward dog. Pressing back through there, arching that back. Really reach your chest toward the floor. And then that back side angles toward the ceiling. And then a nice slope through the back of your legs, knees, and ankles. Inhale, look forward, step your left leg forward, step your right leg forward. Here's your forward fold. Hopefully you've stepped together with your feet and then close right by your hands. Right hand to the center, left arm up, twist here. So just as we did in the beginning, feel like you have a little more range. Inhale, left hand comes back. Exhale, right leg goes back. So we go right into the balance. Your hands are in the right place where they're going to give you some stability. Right leg is reaching. Left leg should be straight. Abs are in tight. And you're looking back at that right foot. You're going to bend this left leg, your front leg. Set that right leg down, come up, high lunge. There, reaching back into that bad ankle. Palms press up right here. Same concept, fingertips interlace is a little more challenging. Here is easy. If you can bring them together, let's bring that right elbow over this left knee. So this long lunge, I can't really see it, but I'm using a lot of my mat all the way toward the front My mat looks really super long, but I'm not that close to the top, but my back leg's way to the back. You rotate here, and both legs are fully engaged. Right leg is completely extended, left leg is bent, and I've got that twist. Inhale, push up high, and then you cut that edge with the back foot, warrior. Weird, yeah, my mat just seems longer. These new mats, I think they're the same size, but pulling those shoulder blades back, chest is up, that left leg is flexed, you're parallel to the floor, reach with this left hand down into that side angle, looking up to your right hand. So you've got that alignment, you're narrow on your mat as if your mat had walls, and then we reverse, send the right arm back, lift up, look through that left palm, front of the body stretches. Really good to that rib cage. Cartwheel those arms all the way back down. There's your low lunge. Stretch. Let's straighten out that left leg. Split stance. This time you're straddling the foot. Last time we were on the inside of it. This is a little bit more intense. Inhale, bend. Exhale, send that left leg back. Come up high in those hips, downward dog. Okay, we'll repeat that same movement pattern on the other side. Big inhale here. As you exhale, lengthening, just getting a little bit deeper. Then you inhale, you look, and you bring that right leg forward. You're straddling that right leg. So same thing right here. And then we exhale, come up, high lunge. There's some balance to this. So really nice and tight through here. Arms are up high. Palms go together. Bring that left elbow down over that right. Take your vision toward your hands or the wall on that right side, and you sit into that lunge. Feel that length. Just this holding. Exhale, come up nice and high. I jinx myself. And then right into warrior. So you cut that back edge. Front toes forward, right arm right over that right knee. Reach toward the front, hand goes into the ankle, left arm up to the ceiling. And here too, this leg on my front feels a little tighter in the hamstring. Bend as you need to, and reach with that left arm. And then we come up, reverse, all the way through that left, hand on the backside, looking for your right palm. And then we're gonna cartwheel those arms all the way back and around. And then we're gonna just reverse this. I realize I went the wrong way in the balance, but lift up, that's okay. We'll come from this position. Now here we are, standing on your right leg. Left leg is reaching back. Look toward that left foot. Hands are straddling that leg. Reach. Nice. Let's bring that left leg right by the right side. And then we twist into this side. Left hand to the middle, right arm up to the ceiling, looking over to the right. Here's when we went into the balance from the other leg. Sometimes I like to work it backwards. Sometimes I forget and have to work it backwards. This works out okay. Inhale, both hands back to the center. Exhale, hands to your shins, half forward fold. Feel this now. In that mid back, I'm pulling my shoulder blades up toward one another to flatten my back by pulling my abs in nice and tight. And then when you exhale, just relax. Let those shoulder blades move away from each other. And you kind of round out. Palms are down on the ground. Step the right leg back. Step the left leg back. Hips go high, downward dog. Pressing back here. Getting a little bit into some floor stretches. We'll go right into that pigeon. So let's bring this left leg. I want you to bring the knee way forward. Then kick it up nice and high. Knee comes forward and then to the ceiling. Knee to the nose, heel to the ceiling. As we say, bring it in. There's movement. My whole body moves forward. Exhale, push back. So it's almost a one-legged downward dog. Breathe it in. Exhale out. 3 more like this. At your own pace, of course, whatever works for you. On that last one, bring that leg forward, right into that pigeon. Oh. Now, that should feel like we've gained some movement there. And you should be able to get into a place where you feel the stretch coming up and out of that outer hip. That left leg is just in a bent knee position that's probably not super comfortable. The goal is to get into the stretch on that hip. Your right foot is just kind of an anchor for you. So if that doesn't feel good, you can get that right leg out of there. You can sit down into this stretch. If you want to get off of those wrists, let's come forward. That'll put a little bit of weight in your arms. Look back at your shin, through your heel maybe toward your back leg. And see what that feels like right there. Big, deep breath will expand that rib cage up and across your shoulders. And relax your head and neck. Roll that right ear to the right shoulder, left to the left. And then you're just going to lift your head up to look right between your hands that are parallel. Come up on that right leg, look back and send the left leg back. Here's your low elbow plank. So you're looking for tight, engaged core, and we hold it. Let's do a little timer action here. Focus on the breathing. Just get that sense that you breathe in through your nose. A little expansion happens at the rib cage. When you exhale, you contract and you feel really tight. You think about your toes to the ankle, ankle to the knee, knee to the hip, hip to the ribs, ribs to the shoulder, shoulders over the elbows, elbows to the wrist. Take those knees down, walk it back, and that's what 35 seconds feels like. So it doesn't sound like that long, or half a minute, maybe it sounds like a long time. Building up that position where you either start getting shaky or feeling weak, but not losing your form is right where you want to know, like, there's my limit. If I take a break like this, come out of it, and repeat that process. And you'll just gain strength every time you push it. That shaky point is where your body's like, okay, dig deep. I got to dig some muscles up to get stronger. And it asks that of you. If you can meet the demand, you're going to improve your strength. Let's this time widen out the stance. I still like being on the elbow position. So let's widen out those arms, maybe wider than your railroad tracks, maybe to the edge of your mat. Let's take those feet to the edge of the mat. Now come up and let's see what the plank looks like on this. There is just a difference in your, obviously your stance makes a total difference, but feel what this does for you. Just instantly take note of, well, what's working? If you tuck your head and look through your toes, it actually puts your body in a nice position. If you lift up and look out at your hands, you end up starting to work those neck muscles, and sometimes that creates undue stress that you probably aren't looking for or don't need. So either just look straight down. You can bring your hips up higher. This will always be a little bit of break. I see people take that. That's okay. And your head position makes a difference. And remember that breathing. Inhale here. Exhale. Take those knees down. That was 45 seconds. So sometimes it's just a matter of distracting yourself either mentally or getting your mind on, just something. And then you forget about the time. So time running is great. Take that forehead down to the mat. Take your elbows to the mat, press your palms together, bend those elbows and bring your hands right over the top of your head and feel that little stretch right there. Back of the arms. We've got the other leg to do, so that was a little bit of in-between core work. The other leg, meaning the right leg pigeon. So walk your hands back out wide, push your hips back forward, turn those toes under, come up into downward dog. Press it back. Good, take a big inhale. This should just be getting deeper every time we do it, feeling a little more loose. Bring your body into the plank. This right knee is gonna go knee to the nose, heel to the side. Bring it forward, press it back. And reach. It's in, up and back. Reach. 5. At your own pace. One more, and then you're bringing that right knee way up into pigeon and sit into that. Whew. There we go. Same tightness where you want to lean gently each way. I find sometimes the slow moving, it'll be balanced, but then I get more sweaty or it's physically harder because you want to hold that position and that takes a little more muscles. Momentum will create that kind of flex, stretch pattern, and you just get into a nice little rhythm, and it's easier to forget about the intensity you're feeling. Slow doesn't allow that. Get down to those elbows, very nice. And then we're gonna push into that right hip. Let's swing this left leg around, and now you're seated here, continuing this outer hip core stretching place. So as we did at the very beginning on that knees, we're gonna take this right hand down, but now you want that left hip to stay down. I'm almost kind of pushing to that right arm and then reaching up out of my rib with that left arm up and over. And then I bend that right elbow. So I'm lowering my right shoulder to the ground to accommodate for my range of motion here. Inhale up and over, left hand tucks in by your hip, right arm up and over. A little push into that right arm or left arm, keeping that hip down on that right side and that arm right parallel in line with you. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale, let's go over the top here and tuck that chin to the chest. So now that stretch gets down your back into the outer hip. And then the lower you can get those elbows, maybe even touching the floor with those elbows, that's great. Looking toward your feet, toward your ankles, we'll release that head. As long as this is not compromising your knees at all. Let's come up, arms are gonna go behind, take those legs out in front, and then just walk your hands back into that bent elbow. If you look up here, now you're gonna get that front of the body stretch and then across the shoulders. That should feel really good. And the same thing here, right arm behind you. This time let's rotate. Left arm's gonna sweep across as if you're reaching to something on that right side of your mat with your left hand. So you're reaching across, maybe looking back at that hand. This stretch now gets a little bit more in the front, but then we'll also work through that left side. And then up and twist around. Left arm behind you, reach with that right arm across. Bring it back into the center. Bend those knees, and you're gonna have your hands right on those kneecaps. I want you here from the side so that you're like perfect posture. I'm squeezing shoulders in. I'm going to round out, arch, and let this leverage stretch here. So I'm almost pushing my knees into my hands, rounding out my back, very slouchy. Exhale, push, and then you squeeze opposite, like opposite through that chest. Very perfect posture here. And then relax, chin to the chest, slouch it out. Really good mobility for that tightness in that shoulder, thoracic spine area. Push forward, squeeze, tuck that chin. No, you're not tucking the chin, you're reaching with the chin, actually tucking your shoulder blades back. Here's where you tuck that chin, lower it up. And then when you're into that stretch position, let your neck be involved in this. Right ear to the right shoulder, left ear to the left shoulder. One more time, exhale, push your chest through, squeeze those elbows back, really good upright posture, vertical in the back, and then last little slouch. Here now is where I want you to start realizing how much of your abs you are using. So I'm clinging onto my knees to straighten and lengthen here. Soon as I let go, I want nothing to move in my upper body. So you can test it with one arm. You release one arm and they're like, oh yeah, abs are working. Goal is not to move your feet off the floor. Both arms up, and right there, that kind of just grabs. Now, if it was dramatic and you start to lose your balance, then you know you're probably sitting back too far or your legs are too bent. I push my legs out a little bit. That's going to become a lot easier. So your goal is to be small because we're going to roll right through this. So if I pull my feet up at the floor, I can roll back Exhale, roll up and stop. So from that position, feet are floating. I'm laying back. Exhale, come right back up. The control is not to slam forward or have your head go back and forth. So this position is tight. Inhale, exhale. Breathe in. Air comes into the rib cage, expanding you. Most likely you're gonna roll back. Exhale, you stop before you hit the floor. Arms or lever systems, keep them at your side. You want a little bit more resistance? They're back over your head. Exhale, it takes a little bit harder to get up to the top. Inhale, exhale. So you feel how you can do this with breathing. Give me 10 more like this. Inhale, exhale. In your own pace of your breathing, it's just what works for you. So when I say 10, it could be seconds, it could be reps. You know what you need to know, but the whole time I'm focusing on how tight is this bend in my knees, how tight is the flexion in my hips, how there is very little movement anywhere in the body. It's a smooth roll of the back and it does not hurt. Let's see how, give me one more. And hold it right here. Feet go down out in front of you, and then let's stretch over the top. Big, deep stretch. Reach for those toes. That feels really nice, letting that length of your legs, you kind of be the lever system for your hands. If you wrap your fingers around you, the bottom of your feet, the top of your toes, and then you push into them. This is much like the standing forward fold, but somehow I can get my hands right down there. If you pull your toes towards you, a flexed foot, that's gonna stretch out the calves a little bit further. All right, let's do a little action, laying down on our back and then working the twist here. So lay all the way back down. Let's take this left leg up and across your body and then open up that left arm. So you're going to, I'll go from this side here a little bit. You're going to keep your chest open to the ceiling. Really reach that left hand down. That's going to be your first part. Now this looks very easy because you're laying down. This is actually a lot of relaxation and focused tension release because this left arm is really stretched. Depending on what you do with that left leg. If you're tight in that left hip like I am, my left arm is like, oh, I can't stay palm open to the ceiling and touch it. So I'm going to let my left arm be straight, and I'm only going to let my left leg go across until I feel like there's too much tension. So my left leg is not relaxed, laying on the ground like this. So I'm here. That's all the further it wants to go. I'm also then feeling tension in my bottom side, contracting, saying, wait, what are you doing? And that's not super comfortable. So mentally focus on that right leg that you're leaning into and tell that to relax. Maybe you bend that right leg. Then the left leg becomes dead weight, creating a lot of what we call torque in your middle. And then relax. Take that big deep inhale right there. And you want this just to relax. Hi. Feel that stretch across that rib cage. Sometimes you have to go to the other side, come back before you feel it. Bring both these into the chest, hug them in, and your back is pressed into that mat. You can do little circles with those knees here. Sometimes I like to do abs in this position just because you've come through the middle. Just for the tightness today, let's go right to the other side. So take your arms into the T first. Let your left leg relax, kind of toward that left side. And then that right leg reaches over your body only till your right arm says stop. And once again, my stops before I'm anywhere near the floor. I'll go to yoga classes and people be holding their right foot, so that top leg in that left hand, and then their hands on the ground. And I'm just thinking, what is happening to your bottom leg? Some people are just that flexible, and that's great. But I really would rather have you just let this stretch. If our purpose is to hit the upper body, stop with the leg when you feel the upper body stretching. Then I'll use my hand on the thigh and just kind of let that help stretch the low back. So let's come back to the middle. Gently moving through the middle. Inhale, pull those knees into the chest. Exhale, let's send these legs up. So we've gone both ways. We're gonna do one more little thing in the in-between before we come back to the stretch. Now you're gonna assist your head up off the floor, chin to the chest, looking right through those legs. Hands are behind your head. And you're just going to take left leg down, right leg down. So all you're thinking here is no movement in that upper body. You're holding, and that leg is dropping to the right, to the left, to the right, and left. Go 8 and 7. So all that tension's right here, making that core tight. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one, both legs up. Upper body goes reach and lower and reach. Back to that muscle versus momentum. Here's where we are. I can swing with momentum or muscle it up with the slow control. Reach. Go 10 and 9. Breathing. Get there somehow. Momentum is not going to be the worst thing that you do here. Legs are trying to stay straight. That's probably going to be the hardest thing. There's 4 and 3 and 2. Nice. Last one. Stretch it out. Lock those legs out away from you. Arms over your head. Take note of the arch in the back. Feeling your upper body relaxing in all senses, in all kind of arrays of movement here. Hands go back into that T. Let's try it this way. Bring the left knee into the chest. Bring it across your body. Left arm stays down. Oh yeah, that feels more relaxed. I'm not gaining much range here, but it's more relaxed. And then you want to breathe into it. Is your bottom leg relaxed? Slow inhale, fill that rib cage up to whatever capacity you can have when you're twisted like this. And then we exhale. This time, let's bring that left knee into the chest. Circle that ankle. Let's extend that left leg, pressing your heel to the ceiling. No tension in that upper body, so pull those shoulder blades back. And then let's release that leg. Take those legs down. Arms go up over your head. Arch that back once again. That should feel relaxed. Take note your hands are relaxed on the floor.
Actually, we're on the side. Don't touch me. Okay, come on. All right. Oh, she's. There's your. Oh, you didn't. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Weird. Okay. Now can you hear?
Yeah. We're just relaxing.
Oh, I know. Oh, this looks really good. I'm like, why are they not doing what I'm telling them to do? Okay. I didn't know. Maybe maybe I can mute it by touching these earbuds. Okay. Anyway, we're back to sitting.
Okay.
And those legs. So you did both sides, I'm assuming. Twist and.
Yes.
All right. Bring those feet up underneath us. Let's push forward. Oh my God. What could have said? I couldn't hear the whole entire time. Oh, the camera changed too. So I don't know this. I got some weird things either with Zoom or with my phone. All right. Now we're back right as we started in the beginning. Up on those feet. Let's press those thighs. Now they're more narrow. In the beginning, they were not. You're still up on your heels. take that big deep inhale here. So the balance is the key with this one. Find that focus. Just squeeze your knees together, shoulders are relaxed. You're going to take a big inhale here. You're going to push into those toes and stand up as you exhale. Stay up on the toes. Stick that landing. Oh my goodness, the first time I've done that. Heels are going to plant to the floor and forward fold. Relax right here now. Let those arms hang out of the shoulder socket and you're just hanging. Let's take those hands to your biceps, giving you a little bit more leverage. And let's release those arms again. Swing those by your sides. Let's soften that knee. Bring your hands up to your upper thighs. Flatten that back and squeeze your shoulder blades back. And then round them forward. Squeeze them back. So you're kind of pushing your chest over your thighs. And then slouching. Retract, protract, we call this. Pull the shoulder blades back and then push your hips forward, standing up nice and tall. And then let's circle those shoulder blades around. Shoulders go back and around. And we bring them forward. And then we shake it out just as we started. Oh, I love that suggestion. Sometimes you don't know you're carrying tension in that upper back and neck. Maybe you did something to it, but gosh, that feels good. Roll that head gently, slowly. Maybe you're not doing full circles, just side to side. And let's take that last big deep inhale here. Bring those palms together, right to your heart center. Let's just close those eyes, feel your balance. Feel everything coming right back to the middle in every sense of the term. All of your good positive vibes, you breathe them in. Regenerating your entire body. One more great big happy thought. Breathe it in. Exhale out. And we say namaste. Thank you so much for having me today. Good work. Good energy. Hope the rest of your week goes great. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks. Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.